Yes, great restaurant in Lygon Street.
Kick for goal by Dimatina is home.
Well, there's one for you, Frankie. Great to see one of your sons producing on grand final day. But have a look at this kick. Just picked him up very quickly and got the accurate pass off. And a good shot of him slotting through his first goal.
Margin 86 points. Armstrong digs it out of the middle, goes across to Harvey, down towards half forward. Good kick too. Lowerson feeds it back to Campbell. A raking hand pass over the top, going with the outside of the boot is Gorman, and it's effective. Marked right in the square by Lissenden. So nothing going wrong as far as North are concerned. It's all falling into place for them, and they hope, of course, this pattern, this luck continues well into the afternoon. Lissenden, point blank range, kicks the goal, the 20th on the board for North.
Well, it's a pretty smart kick into the forward line from Stevens. In fact, it may well have been Gorman, but here's a handball from Campbell. And there you see it, the check side boomerang, call it what you will. Not sure if he was going the pass, Dennis, or was he going for the goal. Let's give him credit. They've done everything right to date, North Melbourne. Part of the plan.
But when he watches the tape back, he'll pat you on the back for calling it a pass. There's no risk.
Well done, Glenn.
7 minutes remaining in the reserves grand final. Danilchenko hits the cricket pitch area pretty hard, and it is pretty hard. Campbell back to Danilchenko, getting plenty of it in the last quarter. Morgan for the Bombers. Goes the short pass. Wellman slides back to hand pass. Haydock, kick smothered. And there's Peck. Haydock went without it, and now they've turned it over. Playing a good hand pass to Campbell. Campbell is centering ball. It hurries on. It is pretty hard in there. Good hand pass. McFarlane. Mark Stevens again, 40 metres out. Well, do a thing right in the first half. Kicked inaccurately. Now he's got 2 goals at least. Goes for a short pass here. And look at the manning up by the Essendon defence. And if you didn't see it, because it wasn't there, Scott Welsh marks 20 metres in the clear. Kid from West Adelaide. Setting himself for his first goal. And there it is. Now, Russell Morris is with some old-timers from the Swans.
Again, the fly in the rider room. We've got Jack and Billy Williams from the 1945 grand final sides, guys. Jack, you lost that game, but what are the recollections of that match?
Well, I'm disappointed in losing, but the way the game was played, I don't think we could have won. The umpire's been against us all day. And Billy Williams and Ron Clegg got knocked out in the first quarter, and they were unconscious and they didn't know what they were doing.
Do you remember that, Billy?
I don't remember after it, but I remember it happening, yes.
What about today? What about the Swans' chances today, Bill?
We'll win.
We'll win today.
How much?
Oh, well, I said the other day my number was 4, and I'll stick to it by 4 points.
Ah, yes. Great faces there. Basher Williams, eh? What a legend from the Sydney Swans.
And I've got a sneaking suspicion he is a distant relative of Greg Williams. They played the same way anyway.
Oh, I left you to say that. You're his mate. Harvey, he's been a good player. A hand pass. Oh, look at this combination. Armstrong now approaches the 50. Matty Armstrong centres the ball. We tried to. The ball was smothered, and it goes off his boot out of bounds, and we'll have a throw in. 5 minutes to go in the reserves grand final, and the crowd building all the time as the 7 helicopter hovers overhead of the MCG. It does look a little bit like a patchwork quilt at this time of the year, but there's been a lot of football. Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. Here's a chance for North. Might have been a dubious hand pass in there. And Stevens gets another goal. Mark Stevens. His third.
Well, full credit to North Melbourne, but it really has turned into farcical proportions at this stage. Absolutely no pressure whatsoever. A few individuals doing well for Essendon, but
two half handballs made one there, I think.
That's right. No pressure whatsoever. No presence from a lot of Essendon defenders and midfielders.
So Essendon won the second semi by 69 points. How's this for a turnaround? A fortnight later, 22-17 to 6-9. If it were racing, I think the stewards certainly would want to speak to the jockey and the connections. Moorcroft inside the 50. Awkward one. Young had to go back. Fisted away by Smith. Plain. Jukovic out of midair. Well done. It comes to Young. It didn't go 10 metres. He throws it on the boot. Wine comes away. Chips it out wide. And away goes Nichols around the outer side. His second bounce as he comes down towards the wing. And a third. A fourth bounce now. Looks downfield. Normally good with the ball. This is no exception. Campbell's got it. His dad, a real tough man. Basil Campbell. He unloads for a long kick. It's gone a long way. Getting in behind the defence, though. As Lufat to take the mark. A timely one on his chest. And for the moment at least, we'll send North back. Well, Morgan had to wait a long time. Kept his head. Controlled it on the ground. Proceeded almost to give it away. McFarlane favoured by the bounce. It came back to him. Lissenden 60 metres out, goes in short. Too much carry for Welsh down there. Spills across towards Geister, who throws it on the boots. And that's a very good effort. He started well. He's going to finish with a bang.
Well, for those statistically minded, kicks are North Melbourne 213 to 182 to Essendon. Handballs 111 to 95. Tackles 23 to 18 in favour of North Melbourne. Inside the forward 50 is 69 to Essendon's 44. The free kicks are 20 to 19, so pretty even there. And ball control in minutes is North Melbourne. They've had it in their control for 38 minutes, Essendon for 30.
And the margin 110 points. That's how it relates on the scoreboard.
So they may have been controlling it, Essendon, but they certainly haven't been using it effectively.
Busy 8 minutes. 110 points.
Oh, advantage here played to Armstrong. Gives out the hand pass. And the kick is low. It might nearly travel the distance. Offline.
Oops.
Oh, in trouble again. And Essendon's way, they love going from one back pocket to the other back pocket. And they've succeeded in getting the ball out of bounds. In the Swans change rooms, getting ready for the big one. Dale Lewis, and what a couple of finals he's played. And there's Ian Fairley in the North change rooms. Good game last week. Here's Nichols, who lost the ball on the tackle. It spills to Dimatina. Just clears the 50. North will get it again. Gorman balks the hand pass. Subterranean kick. And the tackling was good enough to put the man off his pass. And Kingsley marks for the Bombers. Kingsley up towards centre wing. Wellman, good mark on the run. And ridden into the ground by Wind. Wellman with the hand pass. Now the Bombers can get going. And once again, Kingsley.
He's been good.
And now Caracella. And he's offline.
Kingsley, 27 possessions now. He's a supplementary list player, so a great showcase for a youngster like that, Jared.
I think all youngsters here would be very determined to do well, given the fact that it's difficult to recruit players these days, and if you can put in a good performance in the seconds grand final, well, then you're bolstering your stocks in front of the recruiting officers.
Lissenden, a strong mark to Danilchenko, who boots it around the outer side. Gorman flew, missed it. This is Nichols behind at left half forward. Kicks inside the 50. Stevenson in front, knocked away by Reynolds, who's been disappointing in a winning cause. Cross for a lot of money from Footscray. Really hasn't had an impact with North. Here's Stevenson in the back pocket.
a couple of other stat stars. John Barnett's had 27 possessions. Trent Nichols had 16, 14 kicks and 2 handballs. Sam McFarlane, a name that we haven't heard much of. He's had 16 kicks and 7 handballs. Bradley Plain has had 24 possessions. Stevens, that's Mark Stevens, has had 27 possessions with 3 goals for. So plenty of boys getting a lot of football for North Melbourne.
Brad Plain the mark, surrounded by Essendon players. Can he re-establish his career next season? Armstrong, the man left out of the league side this afternoon, appeared to cramp up there. Chips it out wide. This is Harvey, comes back to the middle. Awkward half volley. Cochrane, still going Cochrane. He's kicked a few goals. He knocks it to Gorman. Gorman from 25 metres out. Well, I suppose you can afford to smile with the scoreboard as it is. It increases the lead.
So for Essendon, their major stats winners have been Peter Kransberg with 21 kicks and 4 handballs. He's probably been Essendon's best player. Barry Young had a great first half. He's had 23 possessions. Kingsley's had 27 possessions. Moorcroft's had 21, and Rick Olorenshaw also 21.
Here's Blake Carosella going for a run through the middle. He's taken them all on. Approaches the 50, and then the hand pass is knocked down by Wind, who hacks the ball out of there, but only as far as Moorcroft. Moorcroft on the left. Young on the forward line, marks just inside the boundary line. So Barry Young, who played the 3 senior finals this year, and his 14th senior game of the year, brought up his 100th for his career, now finds himself back in the seconds and getting a belting in the grand final. Goes the short pass, improves the angle, and all the pressure is off this game. Carosella, who gave it to him in the first place, will have a shot for goal. We're counting down, just seconds left. He'll kick after the siren. Not quite the same excitement as Plugger Lockett's kick last week, but Carosella adds a goal for the Bombers. And he kicked 3 goals all in the last quarter. But North Melbourne have won the reserves, and is that a sign of something big to come for the seniors later on?
Well done to Tony Elshaw, their coach. He has coached now a premiership in the VFA, as it was a few years ago with Dandenong. He's played in a premiership with Essendon, and now he's coached a premiership for North Melbourne. Aren't they delighted?
That's 2 in a row for North reserves. They won last year when Rodney Eade was at the helm.
It needs to be said, Drew, the work these young men put in is no different from those in the seniors. They're there all the time as well, just doing the hard work on the track. Dennis Pagan in the foreground. John Longmire, well, he's missed the entire season. Pagan has really done a terrific job coaching this team, given some of the players who have been absent for long periods of time. Final score, North Melbourne 23-18, Essendon 7-10.
Presentation of the Reserve Grade Premiership Cup, we invite Trent Nichols to step forward to receive the Gardner Medal for the best and fairest player in the Reserve Grade for 1996. Please congratulate Trent Nichols. Now, on behalf of the Australian Football League and Coca-Cola, it gives me much pleasure to invite the captain of the North Melbourne Football Club, Ross Smith, to come forward to accept the AFL Reserve Grade Premiership Trophy.
Just like to say thanks to all the supporters. This is one more to come. Thank all the supporters, support we've had from within the club. I'd like to make special mention of Tread Pitts, Craig Dayton, Ryan Pagan and Andrew Lattenstein, who couldn't make it into the team today. Expect them to come out and celebrate with us too, boys. Thanks very much.
Well done to Ross Smith. Congratulations. We'll be back at the MCG after a short break.
And a lap of honour here.
I think it does. I think it probably helps North Melbourne in a way. I mean, North are hot favourites, but they're certainly not going to be taking it for granted. And a lot of things that the Sydney did that way that worked well, North